Let's talk wine this Friday, because there's been an upset in the wine world. Penfolds Grange has been upstaged by a Penfolds stablemate. Its Yatana 2021 Chardonnay has won acclaim. The Melbourne Vintage at the Melbourne Vintage launch, one senior judge gave it a score out of 100. Let's explain this now. For more, I'm not going to do it. Our wine and travel writer Des Houghton joins us. Des, great to see you. So they're both within the Penfolds brand, but usually we know Grange really well. Now a Chardonnay has come along and got 100 points.
Yes, it's not surprising that this was a trial wine that started in 1998 and it's now called the White Grange, and something extraordinary happened, and it's outscored Grange for the first time, and got the perfect score from a guy called Andrew Caillard. He's a master of wine and a very, very competent judge, and he went into raptures describing it as an electrifying wine with wonderful volume and fruit definition, and it is very good. And $175 a bottle might sound a lot, but he's put it up there with white Burgundies from France that you might pay, $2,000 or $3,000 a bottle for. So that's the way the wine cognoscenti think about it.
Wow, so how can you compare? Everyone would know Grange, not everyone's been lucky enough to have a sip of Grange, but everyone knows that it's got this prestige around it. How can you possibly compare a Shiraz and a Chardonnay, a red and a white?
Oh, you can't, Laura, but you just keep drinking them and hope that you'll figure it out one day. The Grange, of course, is the exemplar. It's the great red wine in this country. It's a status symbol. It's a cult wine. When people bring out a bottle of Grange and open it in a restaurant or somewhere, you think, boy, they're doing pretty well. Over the years, it's crept up. It's crept up, and it's now $1,000 a bottle. The latest collection has some extraordinary wines, and they're not just from Australia either. Penfolds chief winemaker Peter Gago is a globetrotter who now makes wine in Australia, America, France and China.
Wow. Okay, so Grange is $1,000 a bottle. This Yatana Chardonnay, 175. So what you're saying is that not everyone's got a bit of spare cash around, but if you do, maybe start buying this up because it could be a good investment, Des.
Look, I couldn't possibly say that. These people who buy this live in a world that is foreign to me. But they will pay anything for these wines, and they pay a lot more for them.
These what gets me, Des, that they pay hunted. So much for them and they don't drink them. That's what I don't understand.
Oh, do you think that's true? Maybe you're right. I don't know. Why bother collecting it if you don't drink it?
It's a good question.
Gago. Penfolds did something rather extraordinary. They've been secretly doing wine trials in China, and last week Peter Gago, who had just come back from France making champagne for Penfolds, Penfolds has its own champagne now. He then backtracked and went to China, where he launched a new wine called Penfolds CWT 521, and CWT is China Wine Trial. They blended Cabernet Sauvignon and a grape called Marzelin, which is unknown in this country.
Wow.
And this is very interesting because it's a variety that was made by a French botanist who crossed Cabernet Sauvignon and Grenache to make this new wine that was heat resistant. And for some reason, it is taken off in China, and they see it as, being part of their their look for
Right.
wine going forward. And it's made in the northwest of China in this very steep country where all the tea comes from, where they make a lot of tea. So there you go.
There you go, Des. Well, you've been lovely company this Friday morning. Bit early for a wine, but it won't be in about an hour or so, I reckon. So enjoy your weekend, and I hope everyone enjoyed that.
When you're in Brisbane next, we'll have something. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was expecting a Yatana 2021 Chardonnay. Thank you very much.
Well, goodness gracious. That's a challenge.
That was a challenge, but also taking that as a commitment. Des, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much.